Going to the last game, Yor had 8 blocks. Today he's leading all scores with 13. How big is that to have like a multi-dimensional player on your team?
That's huge. Obviously, yours developed an identity as a big defensive force, a defensive presence. But he's not going to block 8 shots every game. Let's not get ourselves. But his presence still impacts the way guys try to attack us. And you can tell that guys are going in there kind of looking for him, and I still think he did a good job being aggressive. So I thought he played well, but he's going to have games like that. He was still a big factor on the defensive end.
How much has he improved offensively?
A lot. He's got a lot more confidence. He feels stronger in the post, but he's also been able to step out both games, make a 15, 17-foot jump shot. So we'll continue to work. That's part of our job as coaches, is to try to maximize what his ability is.
Is that spurt at the beginning of the second half kind of what you're looking for him when you think of how much he's improved?
Yeah, it's something that for us it's just about developing some consistency. We don't want to have to think about whether it's coming in spurts. We want to know what we're getting every single time we're out there. But that's still work in progress for all of our guys.
But when you see a young guy like Anderson commit that turnover and not give up on the play and get that block, how important is that for a young guy to not get in his head after committing a turnover?
I'm really, really proud of Avery. He obviously came in with some hype as a flashy, athletic, scoring type guard. That's not necessarily what our team needs from him yet. We need him to be a scrappy defender, somebody that takes pride in helping others get shots. But I still want him to be aggressive and try to find his identity within our team. But the thing I'm proud of him for is that he's totally bought into not having to get 20, right? And understanding that he's going to play a different kind of role on this team, particularly than he played in high school. But he's still going to find ways to impact us having success. And that plays a big indicator of, man, I made the mistake. I can't get down on myself. I'm just going to hustle and try to make up for it. The play of the game was with 3 seconds to go on defense, he dives out of bounds to try to get a loose ball. That shows me that he's completely bought in to trying to do whatever it takes to help our team.
Yor said that he's seen Avery block shots like he did all the time in practice. Is that the kind of plays that you're expecting from him now?
I don't know about expecting from him. I know he's capable of making them, but I don't know if I want to be counting on our 6-foot point guard blocking shots for us as a defensive scheme. I want him pestering the ball full court, but no, sometimes in the heat of the moment, competitively, he can go make a play like that, which, pretty impressive.
Is
You
that?
also had
Oh, go ahead.
you also had Ice out there blocking a shot and then making the dunk too. What did you think of just both point guards showcasing their versatility today?
Yeah, I think ISIS was on a steal. I have to go back and look, but yeah, they're both they're really good defensively. We kind of talked about it the other day. They bring so much different dynamics to our defensive schemes because they, first of all, take a lot of pride in it. They want to be known as defensive stoppers, and then they compete really hard, and they have different body types, so they affect it differently. But it's going to give us definitely a different dimension that we've not had before in the past.
You guys had 2 bigs on the team last year. You're a much different looking team this year. I know Kansas City's not the best team you're going to face all year, but you guys had 42 points in the paint. How huge is that moving forward?
It's huge. It's even more important because that was what we talked about doing. Wanted to know if we could, given the opportunity, dominate a game inside. And I thought it was indicative that we only shot 10 threes, right? Thomas only shot 1. There was probably some opportunities out there for him to take them, but our guys understood the game plan and executed it. We dominated the glass, we dominated in the paint, and that's what we want to do. We'll be happy to move on from here and try to figure out how to get the next one done.
You cleaned up the turnovers too. How did you emphasize that the last couple days?
Again, just showing them where I think we chart every game in different areas. We had 21 turnovers last game, and I think 15 or 16 of them were unforced, meaning they were just careless ball handling plays or travel or stepping out of bounds. And if you eliminate the ones that the other team's not forcing you to have, you're going to be a much more efficient offensive team. We want to be in the 12 and under range. Being at 9 today was perfect because, again, you're not going to play a perfect game. But you want to limit the opportunities you're giving the other team to play without your defense set as well. And so I was really pleased with how we adjusted from the last game.
Do you almost expect a squad that has a lot of young freshmen like this to kind of have ups and downs with that?
Yeah, that'll be something that will evolve. There's still some plays where we're taking a chance and hoping it works out. Avery's turnover there midway through the second half wasn't really a play to make in transition. He tried to create one where you just got to sometimes make the safe, more conservative play. But that's to be expected. They got to learn, they have to see it on film because they're not trying to make those mistakes. They're trying to do the right thing. They just don't know how yet.
Overall, did you see the growth you wanted to see from Wednesday to tonight?
Absolutely. In a major way. I thought the other day we didn't play with a maturity that was necessary for our team to improve. And that's all we talked about the last 2 days was we're not worried about the opponent. And honestly, this is the case when we play anybody. Our first focus is how we play, not the scoreboard, not the opponent, but what are we doing? Are we better while we're playing? Are we better now that the game is over than we were when we started? And I can say unequivocally yes today.
Now, before the game, did you see, after the jitters come out, the season opener, did you see your young guys kind of carry themselves a little differently before this game than last game at all?
Yeah. I mean, you can tell they're more comfortable, more confident. They understand the routine, right? That everything was new. Right? Starting lineups, people being there, wearing the uniforms, going to pregame meal, understanding what time you got to be at the gym. And so now you start to settle into a little bit of a routine. So naturally, those guys will get more comfortable and feel better about going through the process.
Now, obviously, you want to win the game, but is that part of it, kind of just as important too for your young guys just to get some reps in?
Yeah, I mean, everything we do pretty much is by design, Play an exhibition game, you play a scrimmage, you just try to put them in as many situations as you can so that later in the year, you've experienced it all. We're going to go on the road next and play against a really good team. Be an opportunity for us to see how we handle that. So later on in the year, it's not brand new when we go to Lubbock for the first league game. Not quite the same, but similar in those respects.
You guys finished with a plus 16 rebound advantage. 8 different guys with at least 3 rebounds or more. How important this early in the season is it to see everyone willing to attack the rim?
Yeah, I mean, we're bigger than we've been, but we're still far from the biggest team, and we're still sometimes going to be much smaller than the teams we face. So I think our guards have to continue to be contributors in the rebounding area. So to see basically everybody have at least 8 rebounds, except Trey, I think, and multiple guys get more than 2, is a big sign that guys understand that, to get it done for us to win at the level we hope we can, that we're not just going to have a guy get 18 rebounds or 12 rebounds every night. We're going to have somebody get 6, somebody get 4, and collectively we can get it done.
You mentioned before the first game that you went through the national anthem, the halftime stuff. Is there anything like that you do to prep for a road game, the first road game?
That's a different dynamic because you don't know exactly what the environment's going to be like, right? But we'll try to tell them as much as we can before. But to be honest, they got to go experience it, and we'll see. But I like to do our scrimmage. We went to Tulsa for our scrimmage, kind of take them on the road, put them in a hotel, those type of things. But the game itself, it'll have a whole different feel.
Yeah, it's a status update on the day.
Say it again.
Do you have an update on the day?
Hetty, I don't yet. I think, at least from what I understand now, it's maybe a spring, but I don't want to speak out of turn. Wait till we hear back from the doctors and trainers. We think long term he's going to be fine. I'm not sure exactly when that means he'll be able to practice again. But initially, obviously, the scare was probably the biggest thing, and so we'll see on Monday. Hopefully, we'll have an update on it.
How do you handle signing day on the road? It's a big day, and you're not going to necessarily be here to watch letters come in or whatever. How do you handle that?
I just won't be here. I'll watch them come in.
Okay.
And it's this thing called the internet now.
That's true.
Half my job is done away from the office anyhow. So, that's really changed it, to be honest. 15 years ago, you still had the fax machine and all that stuff going. That's pretty obsolete now. So, it won't be much different. Obviously, won't be here to do a presser or anything like that, but we'll take care of that when we get back.
How much did you want to see Trey get a bucket there late in the game?
Man, I've said it before. There's nobody who I believe is going to have more success in their life on our team. Now, there are going to be some really successful guys on our team. Some of them are going to go play basketball for a lot of money. But that kid's a rock star in life. And I want to see him enjoy this last year playing basketball as much as he can. So we tried to call a few plays for him. He doesn't move, all that great, so it's hard sometimes to get him open. But he helped contribute to D. Mitchell getting the basket. You know, they tried to set a screen for him. Two guys ran with Trey. I guess he must have been on the scouting. Two guys ran with Trey outside and let D go shoot a layup. So kudos to UMKC. They were really, really thorough.
Can you talk a little bit how unfortunate it is for a freshman to go down so early in the season like Hitty?
I mean, I don't want to overstate it because I don't know the severity of it. I'm sure it's a scare, though, especially if he hasn't ever had any kind of injury before. I don't think he has. But, you know, we'll see what the results show, and we'll deal with it once we know more. You know, I don't want to speak like, you know, it's the end of the world because I don't know that, you know.
Hitty's dad was here for the first 2 games. What was it like for you getting to meet him?
It was awesome. I hadn't met him. You know, obviously, through the process, visited with him via phone or, you know, messaging apps or whatever you have. But the first thing I thought was, when I saw him walk through the door, was, do you have another son? 'Cause, I mean, he's 4 inches taller than Hitty, and so that's pretty impressive. But it seems like a great man. Obviously, he's raised a tremendous kid, and I'm glad he was able to come watch him a couple games.
Jonathan seemed a little more aggressive on the offensive end. Is that something that you talked to him about, or did it just kind of present itself to you?
Yeah, you know, I told Jonathan, man, you know, this is it. You know, there's no need to sit around and try to figure out when you can become part of the rotation. You wait too long, it's gonna be over. You grad transfer. You know, you got 1 year to do this, so you know, don't hold back. And I think he kind of took that approach. He was really aggressive driving the ball. He finally made a 3, which was good for him, and you know, just confidence, and we'll continue to build from there.
Cam, last game, struggled shooting it. Today, hit 5 of his first 6 shots. What did you like how the way he bounced back from, you know, a tough shooting night?
Yeah, I just don't think he settled as much. You know, he still took 4 threes, but I think they were all really good shots. You know, he started the game just trying to get to the paint and play physically. The way he's most capable of is getting in there, playing off 2 feet, getting himself to the free throw line, and he took the right kind of threes. He took threes in transition where they were open, or threes from plays that we called where we knew the shot was coming. But I was really pleased with the way he bounced back. But I thought, again, I didn't think he played poorly the other day. He didn't rebound as well as I would have liked. But to score 10 points without making a shot is pretty impressive.
Whenever you see him land on the same fan twice in a row, does that get a little exciting for you? Just to know that he is continuing to hustle. He's a senior now.
I'm just glad that there are fans there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some games where I haven't seen people over there. So I like our crowd again today. I don't know what the numbers are. I can't tell if it was as big as it was the other day. Maybe some people left for the weekend, but I thought our crowd was great, and I'm glad that the fan is safe and that Cam had a good time with it.